Well, thanks everyone for coming. My name is Greg Calcagno. I'm the head coach here at St. Francis. I'm also the alumni director, so I'm here full time. I'm an alum from St. Francis. I played here. I played in college, coached a little bit in college, and then this is my 13th year coaching at St. Francis. This will be my 8th year as the head coach. So just kind of trying to introduce myself and then other folks on the call. Again, before I hand it over to a couple folks on the call, just trying to give background on our program, just following the script. This is obviously new for all of us doing this virtually, but you know, we play in the WCAL, it's a very tough league. We play a very competitive schedule. Every year we play De La Salle, who's kind of undisputed the #1 team in Northern California. We like to play a very, very tough schedule. We think that helps us. We've won 2 Northern California championships and 1 state championship since I've been the head coach. We expect to win more. We always say we're a lot better coaches with better players. So that's kind of my intro. Coach Hisataki, you want to introduce yourself and talk a little bit?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. My name is Ray Hisataki. I am the offensive line coach on our varsity football team. I am also the dean of students here on campus. We're so excited to have you join us. Although it is a different format this year, the spirit of this event is still the same. We welcome you all. We're excited to have you all. I did put in the chat, if you have any questions, to please go ahead and put those in the chat, and we would try to answer them as we go along as best as possible. Thank you for joining us today.
All right, Hudson, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi guys. I'm Hudson Mesa. I'm a senior here at St. Francis. I play center for the team, and I also play track and field.
Antonio.
Hello, my name is Antonio Vacamelalo. I play offensive guard and defensive tackle, and I'm a senior at St. Francis.
Oh, hey, where are you from? Say where you're from, guys. Sorry.
I'm from Santa Clara.
I'm from Los Gatos.
My name is Ala Masau. I am a senior here at St. Francis, and I play middle linebacker for the varsity football team. And I am from Milpitas.
Yeah. I'm from San Jose.
And I'm from San Francisco, currently out on the peninsula in San Mateo.
So part of the reason for me saying where everybody's from is just so you guys get a sense that, you know, we got people from all over, right? We got a lot of people from South Bay, up to Peninsula, kind of East Bay, Newark, Fremont, Hayward area. Lots of folks come a long distance to come to St. Francis and be part of, you know, what we're doing, just both as a school and the football program. So, you know, parents that are on this call, don't worry about rides. We'll figure it out, right? We got a lot of carpooling that goes on, even for some of the summer workouts. You know, so don't let distance be a factor in making the decision to whether or not to come to St. Francis or really any of the schools that you're looking at, because you'll figure it out. I think right now, do we have any questions in the chat? Okay.
No, none yet.
All right, so let's see. Does anybody have any questions for us? Just unmute yourself and ask.
Can you play before if you've can you try out if you've never played before?
Yes, absolutely. So we have again, we'll work from a typical year. In a typical year, freshmen cannot practice in the summer. We have a 1-week camp that we kind of encourage people to go to, especially if they haven't put on helmet and shoulder pads. It's not really a hitting camp, but it just gets you used to running around and putting the gear on. But I would say on average year, we probably have less than half of our guys have played Pop Warner football before. And we try to keep a high number. We purposely, try to keep 65 to 70 freshmen, just so that if you look on our roster on a Friday night, our varsity roster is going to have probably 20 more people on our sidelines than the other team. So we're not trying to win freshman championships. We're trying to win varsity championships. So we'll keep more guys, and some of those guys grow at different rates. And so we highly encourage you to go out in the fall, even if you have not ever played before.
It's a great question.
I have a question. I'm Scott Eshelman. What's your policy, or how many of your football players are playing multiple sports?
We highly encourage guys playing multiple sports. Personally, I have 5 children that all went through St. Francis, 4 boys. We kind of had a rule in our house that you had to do 3 things freshman year. They usually were sports. We would, that's my personal thought with my own kids, and that's our thought with all of our athletes at St. Francis. One of the reasons we keep so many on the freshman level is because of that, right? Lots of kids play lots of sports, and then they decide, hey, I like football, or maybe I don't. Maybe I like basketball and baseball better, but absolutely want to encourage people to do multiple things. This year, they've kind of changed the rules on us because of the pandemic, and they've taken the 3 normal seasons and made them 2. We're actually, we have some players that are going to be doing 2 sports at the same time this year. And we're gonna make it work, just because we think that's the best thing for our students, not necessarily for us, right? And not making them have to decide freshman year, hey, I'm gonna be a football player only. Do as many things as possible. Get away from football. That way you can miss it and love it and come back to it. Would kind of be our theory on it. Versus if you did it all year round, 24/7, you never miss it.
We have our students here today with us today. They do football. They're also on the throwing team, on our track and field team. We have kids that are sprinters on our track and field team, wrestlers, baseball players, basketball players. So we really do encourage kids to play multiple sports, because some kids figure out that they actually thrive in another sport that they've never tried before. And it's really good for them to see. So we do encourage multiple sports.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Somebody asked a question for one of our players. I'm gonna make them answer the next one.
Coach Calcagno, we had a question in the chat.
Okay.
Regarding freshman team. Is there what is the policy for cuts and no cuts on the freshman team?
So freshmen, we will cut if we run out of uniforms. That's kind of the deal, is or if we think that that student athlete would be just not physically able to participate. But we really try to avoid cutting as much as possible. And in a lot of ways, it kind of works out where we don't really have to cut too many. We will, again, if we get above whatever that magic number of helmets is, between kind of 65 and 70. But like we said before, we're going to try to keep a big roster.
We also encourage students to still be involved with the program somehow, whether that's one of our student managers helping keep stats on game days, equipment managers, stuff like that. And a lot of them really enjoy it, and it really is a very big and important part of any program.
All right, Allo, give me a typical week as a St. Francis Lancer varsity football player.
Are you talking about online right now, or regular?
No, back when things were a little bit more normal for these guys. We're hoping we get out of a pandemic sometime soon, when all these bright young faces are at St. Francis.
Okay, so for me, how my day would go, like with practice and all that, so I would have to wake up every day around 6 to 6:30 to leave my house to get to school. I get to school around 7:20 to 7:30. Then we go to school, we do our school, and then we go straight to film after. We have film from 2:45 to about 3:15 every day during practice or before practice. We split off into our defensive and offensive groups, and we start learning on different types of offenses and different types of defenses that our opponents run. So after film, we head to practice. We go to practice from usually about from 3:30 to about 5:30 to 6. So yeah, we do practice, we do bus drills, we do a lot of stretching, we do a lot of drills, a lot of teamwork. And then after practice, then we got to go home and do our homework, do our homework, eat, and then restart our day. That's how my life is, at least.
All right, Hudson, what's the best thing about being a St. Francis football player?
It's definitely the best thing's got to be Friday nights when you're at St. Francis under the lights, and we have a really good student section, a really good alumni program. So a ton of people come to our games and cheer us on, and you just feel the energy from them every single time. And it's just it's an undescribable, amazing feeling of playing under the lights at St. Francis. It's definitely one of my favorite things about playing here.
Antonio, what do you got? Give me something about being a Lancer.
Being a Lancer is a blessing. Not only that you played in the last name on your jersey, but the people that were there before you, that set the foundation for you. So you just continue to carry that tradition that other players had before you.
So I was going to show a video, but we tried to hear it. It just lags too much of one of our games. And it was a game 2 years ago we played. It was called the Honor Bowl. We hosted it here, our stadium. How many people, just raise your hand if you've been to a St. Francis game on a Friday night. Raise your hand. Okay. So a lot of you guys know kind of that vibe, and we can sit some bodies in our seat, right? I mean, we got two full sizes. We don't put up some temporary stands. We got a nice stadium, huge tree, kind of sitting inside the track, which you'll never see anywhere else. At least I've never seen it, and I'm really old. It's just a really cool environment. So the video I wanted to show had us coming out. We had a smoke screen, and guys running out with American flags and stuff. So I thought you guys would enjoy that. I'm not a huge fan of that, but we do have our guys. We do announce our team and our starters. 1 week defense, next week offense, and our band's out there playing. And our environment's pretty cool. And like Hudson said, Friday night, there's one other school that plays the home games on Friday night, Nath Valley Christian. Bellarmine, they don't play at home. Mitty has to go out to Foothill. Sarah plays during the day. The city school's playing during the day. So we like that home field advantage, right? The video that I was showing before everybody got on is just after the game of everybody just hanging out, right? We have to get on a bus, go back home. We're home. This is our home. As long as they keep the lights on, we're going to stay out there, right? Our guys, I wish they'd shower sometimes, but they don't. They just hang out and see everybody. But it's a special place. We love it. We like some of the players said, we're big on tradition, right? I went to school here, played here a long time ago. All the guys that played from me on and even before me, we want them back, right? We represent everybody that's worn those brown jerseys, right? It's a cool environment, right? Coach, anything?
No, it's just, it really is a great place. This is such a great place to be. And our kids they're very humble. They won't talk about it much, but there's so much more than just football, right? There's so much more than athletes. We have so many great programs here on campus for anyone. We have computer programming. We have a 3D printing club, mock trial. We have a lot of things that kids can be interested in, because we're more than football, right? We had a kid, and name was Sid Huskoffel, who graduated a few years ago, and he was really big into graphic designing. And he actually is at University of Washington, and he does all of their football graphics, all of their sports graphics. So any of those graphics that you may see in social media, Sid has a big part of that, right? And he came through our very program, right? The very program that you're here and you're interested in. And he's done a great job for us. And we are so excited to have kids like that, to have all kids, right? And we encourage you, if football is something that you're not sure about, give it a try, right? Give it a chance, give it an opportunity, because it is a lot of fun. We did have a couple of questions in the chat. We do have some freshmen and sophomores on varsity, not all the time. But any students that we feel can contribute, they'll come up and they'll play for us. We do have a lot of kids that make it off to college. Coach, you want to talk about that? We have a lot of kids that play in college. You want to talk about the kids we have now?
Sure, we work pretty hard in trying to support our players playing on, and not everybody's a Division I guy. I think that's kind of a misnomer. Everybody thinks they got to be a Division I guy or nothing. You know, we support every guy that comes out of our program, whether they're playing at Stanford or they're playing at a place you've never heard of, but they're playing football and they've used football as a way to get into school, and their love of the game continues, right? So again, I'll use me as a dad. I have a son that plays at Chapman University down south, a Division III school, right? He loves it. He lives with 5 guys that are football players. It's just been an extension of his life. I played at Santa Clara, so all my football buddies, I still, that's why I went to that school, was to play football. Coach Isataki played at Hawaii. He stays with his buddies. These guys on this call, if they want to play, and I think they're going to want to, at least a couple of them, we'll support them, whether that's at Oregon or Oregon Tech. It doesn't matter to us. We love all our guys, and we want them to continue to play if they want to play. We'll get coaches that will come on campus. We'll reach out. I think part of my job is to help kids find a home somewhere if they want to continue to play, and we work very hard at that. And reaching out to coaches, whether we know them or not. And as time goes on, the longer I'm here, the more coaches I meet. I'll have coaches that if I call, they'll say, "Coach, we'll take him. We haven't even seen him on film. We'll take him." Right? We want him to be part of our team. So that's again, that's part of my job as I look at it, and we're going to work really hard to try to find homes for every one of our guys that wants to continue to play. Coach, I'm not seeing those questions in the chat. Are you just getting them?
Yeah, I'm getting them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
You guys have any other questions?
Come on, somebody's got to ask us a good one. Go ahead.
Do football and basketball interfere at St. Francis with each other?
No, not especially normally no, and even this year no. Football is a fall sport, basketball is a winter sport, and then there's like baseball and track are spring sports. So you can do 3 sports. It'll take a little bit of work. Like during the summer, when we do workouts, Coach Motel, who's our head basketball coach, and we get together. We do our summer schedule. So we'll do some 7-on-7 on Mondays and Wednesdays. He'll work his basketball scrimmages on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then if our guys want to go to, if you do both, then don't go to the football workouts on Tuesday, go to the basketball workouts. And I know you're running around. I know you're staying active. That's not a problem at all. We just don't want you at home, missing both workouts. So we work very hard to make sure that we can do multiple sports.
All right.
Players, anything
Jose?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jose. Unmute.
All right. I was gonna ask, what does the tryout process look like? Is there constant practice schedule or something?
So tryout process is we'd start school, and then you'd sign up the day of registration. You would sign up for football. Then you would go out to workouts for a couple days, and then they'd kind of make their cuts, and then distribute equipment, and then you're practicing. And you're practicing Monday through Friday, playing on Saturday is a typical freshman experience, right? Sometimes they'll play on a Thursday night. They'll maybe give you Friday, Saturday off, but plan on, you got to go every day, practice every day. I mean, it's high school now, right? So you're playing, and we're good. So it's not optional practices. You're practicing, right? Because you come to St. Francis to be average football team. So we got to get after it, but they do give you a little bit of break. And then, like after your freshman year, then as a sophomore, junior, and senior, we would practice in the summer. it's more workouts. It's not, it's not with helmets and shoulder pads. It's more lifting and running, just trying to get bigger and stronger and just stay in shape. So then we would start in the fall. Right now, again, if you're doing other sports, that's fine. We're just big on making sure you're communicating to your coaches why you're not at work. If you're missing a football workout to go play baseball, that's fine. Just let us know, right? Or basketball or wrestling, whatever. Just make sure you communicate. As long as you're doing something, we're okay with that. Somebody else had a question.
Hey, Coach. So anyone interested in the fall or winter sports is 9:35. So you guys can head on over there. We'll hang around if you all have any other questions, and we can answer those for you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
See you in a bit, Coach.
Okay. All right. Xander, you had a question or did he leave? Yeah, go ahead.
What do you do during the off season?
Alo, you got it?
Yeah. So typically for well, right now we can't really do much as a team, but a lot of us or at least a lot of my teammates, we have a group chat on Snapchat or Instagram, whichever one. We have it on Snapchat right now, but we usually text each other. We usually motivate each other, go get better, go do something, get out of the house. So yeah, so right now we can't really do much as a team, but you can definitely do something on your own. You can definitely go. Like me, I've been working out a lot lately, so I've been just trying to get ready for the football season. That's how it's been.
How about in a normal year, Antonio? What would you do? What would you do like between sophomore and junior year?
So like all of said, like we have a group chat, so sometimes we'll meet up and do some drills together, or a lot of us would do a lot of camps, like camps nearby to help us get better and to help us get exposed to colleges.
And then for like so like on a regular schedule, like if for freshmen and sophomores, if you're a freshman turning into sophomore, you'll do some certain running drills. You'll have a lot of running with Coach One, our head athletic coach. He gives us a lot of running, a lot of drills to do. Then we do a lot of stretching. We do a lot of stretching as a team. And then for varsity, it's the same thing. We get a lot of our running in, we get a lot of lifting in. This is on a regular basis. And then so yeah, we'll work out from I would say 3 to like 5:36 on a regular day. Would be during summer, like almost every day. We would have to get together and go practice.
So I got a question. Just how much different is it from Pop Warner? So you guys want to take that because you guys both played. So
Go ahead, Xander.
All right, I would say like the competitiveness is way up there. We play in a competitive league, and as Pop Warner, like you learn, and then like people around you, like I don't know how to say it. It's like you like grow as a bond, and then sometimes when you get to high school, it's like that bond's still there, but you grow a relationship with everyone else, and then just the speed of the game is very quick.
Yeah, I would say I didn't play Pop Warner, I played PAL, but I would say it was a big transition because when I would play Pop or PAL, we would blitz almost every play. We wouldn't think. We'd mostly have fun. We would go have fun, just try to go hit people, try to go score touchdowns. With high school, I feel like high school, it was so much more about like teamwork and building a bond with your brothers on the field with yourself, and like learning how to work together, because the better work that you do together, the more you'll succeed. And that's what I truly believe.